Good morning, everyone. Thank you, attendees, for joining us. I'm Paula, Communications Lead at Sploro, and it's a pleasure to be your host for today's session. Once again, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Info Day. Cascade Funding Opportunities. This time is the 15th info session, and it's for Cascade Funding Opportunities on smart farming. We're excited to bring you valuable insights on opportunities in sustainable digital farming. So as I told you, we're already in the 15th edition of Cascade Funding monthly webinars. So if you want to stay aware of Cascade Funding opportunities, just make sure to subscribe and follow us on social media so you won't miss any Cascade Funding opportunities. All right, so today we're diving into two significant open goals that support agricultural innovation. These are OpenAgri and Farmtopia. And these initiatives aim to democratize access to advanced digital solutions for farming, especially for smaller scale rural agricultural operations. Agriculture is undergoing a digital transformation nowadays with tools like AI, smart sensors, and data analytics that are driving sustainability, productivity, and food security forward. So current funding opportunities, like the ones that we have here today with us, invite agri-tech innovators to contribute to this shift. So join us to explore these open goals. As you are seeing on the screen, our awesome guests for today's session are 𝗵𝗀𝘀𝘀 from Farmtopia and 𝗵𝗁 𝗵𝗁 from OpenAgri. So let's start with Maya. So whenever you're ready, Maya, you can share your screen. She'll be presenting OpenAgri. It's an initiative designed to make digital farming accessible through open source and open hardware solutions. So OpenAgri seeks a small consortia of ABS, providers and end users to develop new digital farming tools.
Hello and welcome to this Info Day. Okay, the first presentation will be about the OpenAgri. This is the brief agenda of today's presentation. So OpenAgri project at a glance, OpenAgri open call, and some additional useful information. OpenAgri started in January this year, and it will last for 3 years. Here you can see partners, and it's led by Maastricht University. Our mission is to democratize digital farming by enabling the development and deployment of innovative, cost-effective, and energy-efficient open-source software and open hardware-based agricultural digital solutions that can operate at a high performance even in remote areas with weak connectivity. At the moment, within OpenAgri, we have 5 internal SIPs, Sustainable Innovation Pilots, small projects, that will be enhanced with 9 SIPs coming from the open calls. We aim to have more than 50 open co-creation events and 50 co-creators. We currently have, we aim to have over 7 reusable open source services used by our SIPs. And you can see currently we have a catalog with over 50 open source advanced agricultural digital solutions. When it comes to the OpenAgri open call, it was launched on September 2nd, and the deadline is quite close. The call will end on December 2nd and 5 p.m. CET. In total, 900,000 euros is dedicated to the open call, where we will fund 9 sustainable innovation pilots, where each consortia can ask for up to 100,000 euros. This is the timeline of the OpenAgri open call. So currently we are in the first phase submission. Then it will be followed by eligibility check in the evaluation and selection process, contracting, and plan is that the implementation starts in May 2025, and it will last for 18 months. It will be divided into three phases: develop, deploy, and scale. And based on these phases, the payment will be released to the winners, actually sub projects. Our submission tool is OpenCall Hub, where you can see once you're registered, you can log in and see what is the necessary information that you need to fill in for the registration. Also, it is worth noting that our call for external evaluators is also live, but I suppose you're here to apply to the open call, so being an evaluator at the same time, it will not be possible. These are the open call documents. They can be found at the OpenAgri website. It consists of open call text, applicant's guide, proposal template, declaration of honor, declaration of conducting business, consortium declaration, modest subgrant agreement, and the OpenAgri open source services. These are OpenAgri services. At least one has to be used in the sub project. And the idea is to short your time because these are already developed, so it will save you valuable time. When it comes to application structure, online parts needs to be filled in the open call hub. Then you have a proposal template that should be filled in. Some sections are covered have to be within the page limit, and ethics self-assessment should be filled in as well. These are the chapters of the proposal. So executive summary and general information are not covered by the page limit, while excellence, impact, implementation, replicability of your solution, and cost justification are covered with the page limit. And it will be followed with ethics self-assessment. When it comes to eligibility, OpenAgri is for small consortia, consists of 2 partners. One is ADS provider, which could be SME, university, research institute, non-for-profit organization, similar, and end user, farm structure, farm cooperative, or agri-food or other agri-food producer organization, or company representing farms where these solutions, ADSs, will be tested and proved. When it comes to some technical requirements, we aim for a high starting TRL, so 5 and above. Sub-projects have to integrate at least one OpenAgri reusable open source service. It is expected that 2 versions of the ADSs are delivered and evaluated. And at the end, sub-projects have to deliver some openly available outputs. It is up to the applicants to decide how large these openly available outputs are. Eligibility criteria: small consortia, 2 partners, as I said, alignment with the open call's objectives and guidelines. At the time of the submission, entities have to be legally established in Horizon Europe eligible country. Proposals are not pre-submitted in any other open call. Proposed work is planned to be carried out after the selection process, and submission performed timely and in accordance with the rules. This is the submission roadmap. So open call awareness, one of the activities of the open call awareness is this webinar today. So please check all the relevant open call documents and timelines. Register at the Open Call Hub platform. Check specific eligibility criteria. Prepare the applications. It's an iterative process, so you will need time to refine and to put only what is the most essential in your application. So submit it timely. Once the open call is closed, eligibility check will be performed, and further processes either sent to evaluation or rejected in case it is ineligible. And it will be followed with open call evaluation. Each applicant will receive evaluation summary report after the evaluation process is finished. These are 4 evaluation actually award criteria. So excellence and deep impact are participating with 30% each within the final mark, while implementation and replicability of the solution is weighted 20% each of the final mark. External evaluators, it will be 2 evaluators will be assigned for each proposal, and they will have one will have technical expertise, while the other will come from business or agriculture background. And the expression of interest is currently it's open for stating the expression of interest. Each external evaluator will sign non-disclosure agreement and also exclusion of conflict of interest, and there will be no connection with the OpenAgri consortium. So external evaluators are outside of the OpenAgri consortium. And some additional useful information, please pay attention to the formatting guidelines. External evaluators are instructed to dismiss the pages after the 10th page within these 10-page limits as stated previously. So in case you exceed the page limits, they will not, for example, budget and cost justification will not be taken into account because these are the last chapters in the proposal template, and it will be reflected in your marks. That means that most probably you will not be shortlisted for funding. In case you have any questions,
we're moving towards the next project, and this one is being presented by 𝗵𝗀, who will introduce Farmtopia. So whenever you're ready, Dusan, you can share your screen. Farmtopia's open goal is focused on creating sustainable, smart solutions for small farms. This project aims to promote the adoption of agricultural digital solutions by supporting partnerships between SMEs and farms that co-create and test innovative tools. So whenever you're ready, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paula, for the introduction, and thank you, Maya, for delivering the presentation on OpenAgri. As Paula said, my name is Dusan Pevac, and I'm the head of finance at 𝗵𝗀 Hub, and I will be talking to you about the Farmtopia funding opportunities. And basically, we will tell you who we are, what we are offering, and what we are looking for. Farmtopia is a Horizon Europe project that started last year in September, and it focuses on democratizing digital farming and making it more accessible to small and medium farms by using agricultural digital solutions and changing the way they are created, used and paid for. Farmtopia involves both the end users and the providers of the digital solutions, as well as other actors, in order to ensure that the solutions are solving real problems and actual needs of farmers. In addition to creation of reusable software modules and agricultural digital solutions, the project also develops sustainable business and governance models and identifies public provision of infrastructure that can assist in the usage and the scaling up of the ADSs. Currently, we have 9 internal sustainable innovation pilots in Farmtopia, which you can see at our Farmtopia website. And we will also be funding 9 additional sustainable innovation pilots through this open call. In the open call, Farmtopia is distributing 900,000 euros in equity-free, deliverable-based funding, meaning that the winners will not be asked to submit their financial reports in order to receive this funding, nor it will be reviewed by the consortium. However, they will need to submit reports, which we call deliverables in this project, that will be assessed by the relevant Farmtopia experts. Each winner will receive 100,000 euros, and in total, they will be implementing 9 projects over a period of 12 months. In addition to receiving monetary support, the winners will also be supported by our cross-cutting work packages dedicated to policy, business support management, and of course, communication and the dissemination of their activities. Here you can see a brief summary of the timeline of Farmtopia open call activities. Currently, we are at the first step, meaning that our call is open. And it will remain open until the 7th of January next year, following which we will be performing the evaluation activities that are divided into eligibility checks and the evaluation of applications by the appointed external experts. After this has been completed, the so-called post-evaluation activities will take place during March. You can find out more about these conditional steps in our guidelines for applicants. And after these activities have been completed, the contracting will be performed during April and May next year. And all of the activities will be finalized during June, including the kickoff meeting for the selected open call pilots. And after this has all been completed, the implementation phase will start. That will be divided into 3 phases. The first one will last for 3 months, the second one for 7, and the final one will last for 2 months, following which the deliverables will need to be submitted. And after they have been approved, the payments will be released iteratively. So who is this open call for? It is for small consortia consisting of 2 partners, an SME that will act as the provider and the developer of the agricultural digital solutions, and a small or medium farm that will act as the end user, where this solution will be applied, tested, and validated. An important thing to highlight here is that while cooperatives are not eligible for this open call on their own, they can apply through their members who are small and medium farms, and it is encouraged to work together with the cooperatives. In order to be eligible for funding under the Farmtopia open call, the proposals need to include at least 1 Farmtopia reusable software component, or as we also call them, Farmtopia services. You can find out more about these services at the GitLab link that we have provided. And we have also developed guidelines for this integration, which can be found at the Farmtopia website, the open call page. And we will also be launching a webinar at the end of November. So we advise that you stay tuned, that you follow Farmtopia page, as well as Foodscale Hub, so you can stay in the loop regarding this quite important webinar. Integration of more than 1 Farmtopia service will be considered an advantage. In order to be eligible for funding under the Farmtopia open call, the proposals need to address challenges on a farm level and to be aligned with the open call's objectives and the objectives of Farmtopia project as a whole. We only accept applications from registered SMEs and registered farms in Horizon Europe eligible countries. The same activity cannot be funded twice by the European Union budget, so you should also pay attention to this. And in order to apply and to be selected for funding, the solution needs to be at a high technical readiness level at 6. And of course, you need to respect the deadline in order to apply. After the eligibility check has been performed, the applications or proposals will be assessed against 3 criteria: excellence and relevance with a weighing factor of 40%, impact with a weighing factor of 30%, and implementation with a weighing factor of 30% as well. And they will be scored with a mark between 1 and 5. And in order to pass the selection threshold, the proposals need to achieve an average mark of at least 3 on each criterion, meaning that if you score great at excellence and relevance and impact, and you receive maximum marks, but one evaluator gives you a mark of 2 in implementation, the other one gives you a mark of 3, the average score for this criterion will be 2.5, and you will not be considered for funding, even though your score could be high. We also have an extra point scheme in Farmtopia that is reserved for pilots that are deploying their service, their pilot, in a country that is not covered by Farmtopia internal SIPs, and that they are deploying the pilot in an agriculture sector that is not already covered by the Fundtopia internal SIPs. Again, you can read more about our pilots at our website, and you also have a summary of their activities in our open call documentation, specifically Annex 1, the open call text. And in total, a proposal can receive up to 1 extra point if they deploy their solution in a country and in a sector that is not already covered by the Fundtopia internal SIPs. The evaluation will be performed by external experts selected via the call for expression of interest, which is currently open. So if you are attending this webinar from the angle of an evaluator and not an applicant, then this is something that you should definitely consider. Each proposal will be evaluated by 2 external evaluators, a business expert and a technical expert, and no conflict of interest may happen here, meaning that, as my colleague Maya said, if you want to apply for funding as a pilot potential, you must not apply as an evaluator, as this connection must not happen. And also, the potential evaluators must be independent from the Fundtopia consortium partners. To save time, I will not be reading this slide, but here you have a very, very brief summary of what we are looking for in potential evaluators for Fundtopia. The proposal template is structured into 2 parts. We have the online part that is dedicated mostly to the administrative information. And here you upload the mandatory annexes, which in Farmtopia are Annex 4, Declaration of Honor, Annex 5, Declaration of Conducting Business, Annex 5A, Farm Declaration, and Annex 6, the Consortium Declaration. And all of this is mandatory. While the second part, the proposal template, is divided into 3 parts: the general information part, the content part, as we call it, which has a limitation of 10 pages, and an ethical self-assessment. The general information and the ethical self-assessment are not included in the 10 pages limit. However, the general information has its own limitation in characters. The content part has a limitation of 10 pages and formatting instructions at the start of the document, so you know what is allowed and what is not allowed. And it is divided into 3 sections: excellence and relevance, impact, and implementation. That includes a tentative budget. This has been divided like that in order to make it easier both for applicants to structure their proposal, but also for evaluators to assess and to mark each evaluation criteria. Here we advise that you write only what is essential and respect the page limit, as the external evaluators will be instructed to disregard everything beyond the 10 pages limit in the content part and beyond the character limitation in general information part. The way we communicate mostly with our potential applicants is through the Fundtopia Open Call Hub page dedicated to discussion. We call it a FAQ page, and here we have given you a screenshot of how it looks. I think I updated this yesterday or 2 days ago. Here you can see that we have been asked 5 questions and we have replied to them, and everyone has access to this page in case they have some doubts that might be relevant for them. And we also communicate through the central email address, which is present at this slide.